Shh, they go Ty. Stop talking about it. Yeah.
What did they do?
What up, Till Double D?
Not much, not much. What's up with what's up with y'all?
Nothing much. I was just chatting with Prince.
What up, Prince? Purple Rain? What's up?
What's up?
Purple Rain, Purple Rain.
Don't do that.
Hey, Prince.
What's up?
With what you told me you made you flipped your account.
Yeah.
Okay, don't try to flip it no more. Just grow it now.
Yeah, I am.
You use the OG technique. When you see your trade set up, put like 4.01 positions in that trade, then let it start growing. Once it starts growing and you look at the chart and it's going your direction, you can add to it. Don't do nothing crazy, but just add to it. Maybe you would add $1 per pip. You got a $200 account, it's going your direction, you put $1 per pip, it's not going to pull back, no 100 pips to take you out. So then you got it. Slow grow it, roll it up. Or you can enter several trades with those small lot size and just let them cook.
No, I think I'm gonna still just keep focusing on one.
Well, I mean, that's cool. Whatever works for you, man. I'm just glad that you're doing a thing, and that's all I can ask, bro. And I know you doing your thing because you hit me up. I don't be hitting you up. You hit me up. Um, that's super important. All right. Welcome to weekly meeting 1230. Last meeting of 2023, y'all. God, oh man, time is flying. Hopefully everybody is growing, as individuals. I know we're growing as a group. I talked with OG, a little bit about a giveaway idea that he kind of has. We got to discuss it further. It's a couple of tweaks that I think. Hey, OG, whenever you get some time, bro, we need to like get on Zoom and hash it out. I know there are some features we can talk one on one, about that we can utilize. And it'll kind of steer people in the right direction. So that's a good deal. Going into 2024, man, I want to say thank you to everybody who made 2023 great, man. Like OG, Kim, Rosebud, Baba, Ish, Selena, Leandra, anybody who's dedicated their personal time to host Zoom calls, who's tried to give back, to the community, even if it was short lived or whatever. I want to say thank you, because the group is what it is, and people are gaining knowledge.
We lost your Ty.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. The group is what it is, and we're growing the way we're growing because of people giving their time. Elfie, people who host these calls, and whether or not you think you're good enough, it always you're always going to surpass your own thoughts. Like you're going to be better than you think you are because you've spent the time. Every one of us who show up to these meetings regularly, we see things over and over. And even if we don't think that we're absorbing the information at a fast enough clip, most of the time, that's a lie. We are absorbing the info. We are doing the work, right? We need 10,000 chart hours, man. That's what you need in order to start seeing things clearly, for lack of a better term. Once you get that time on the chart, you see it. After that, it's about execution. So we need to learn how to execute. That doesn't happen because I sit here and tell you. You have to have the experience of entering the trade, dealing with the endorphins, dealing with the dopamine, and remaining calm, remaining clear, having your head clear. You need to have played out your trade scenario in your mind. And what I would say for most people is you have a take profit and you have a stop loss and allow them to do their jobs. When you get in there and start doctoring your position up, you're going to screw it up. You're not helping it. You're not making it better. You're screwing it up. That's how it works. I don't want to get on my soapbox. I think I was on my soapbox last week. This week, what I want to do is hop straight on the charts and give other people an opportunity to say their piece. You know, the OGs, the LPs, or whomever. You know, whoever has information or research that they've been doing. What I love to do is get on the charts, and it gives me an opportunity to look at a 6-month chart. You know, the candle's officially closed, and I can better understand the direction that I need to start trading, or that I can start trading in order for it to be beneficial for me. This is my gold chart. All right, so on this gold chart, I like it. I like it a lot. All-time high has been reached. We wicked that high, though, guys. We wicked it. This wick of highs, we've already discussed about what we expect to see. We need to see the price sprinting in the opposite direction. So because we wicked these highs, we didn't close above it, we wicked. It's a good chance that price is going to push down. So I'm just going to reiterate the same things that I've been saying over and over. Here was your triple top. We come and we wick the high of the triple top. We have a bullish candle. We fib this bullish candle. We get our golden zone, which is I have marked up. The 78, I have my line on, right? I'm going to drop down to the 3-month, and I realize that we don't trade these large time frames. That's cool. You don't have to do any of that. I'm just going to break it down to you the way I see it. I get down to the 3-month chart. It's a bullish order block. Price needs to pull back. It's still in line with everything that I've seen on the 6-month. When I throw the fib up here, oh, it lines up, right? Y'all see that? So now I can drop down to the monthly chart, right? The monthly chart really doesn't give me anything but a doji candle. But because I know the higher time frame, I already understand why price is turning around, right? It's turning around because it needs to get to my zone and maybe my 78. So once I get that, I can just keep dropping down. Now I'm on the 2-week chart. It doesn't really give me anything. If I go to the 1-week chart, you know, the funny thing about this 1-week chart is for the last 3 weeks, I've got nothing but inside bars, 3 inside bars. The fact that no candle has even challenged the high of this, I know we're turning around, right? It's just a matter of time. So once I get to the week, I just go down to the daily. I'm just walking this down. I like what I see here. We had the last bullish candle. We took the high and gave us a bearish candle. So this tells me everything. This confirms everything that I need to know. I can take a short down to my area. Relatively simple, right? Now, the further I drop down here, I can find a good spot that works for me, right? However you do it. But this spot needs to work for you as a trader. The first thing I see when I drop to the 12-hour is this huge momentum candle, right? We broke this low, right? This is a swing low. We broke that low. I expect price to trade into the imbalance where I can continue to short this price, right? When I go to the 8-hour, 8-hour already tapped in, but I'm going to go back to the 12-hour because I want to discuss. Man, I want to let me see what time frame. 1 day. Okay, so because I know on this daily chart that we're pushing down, it doesn't matter what time frame I choose, to look at. It's for me, right? So if you're a trader, if you have a preference, right? Maybe your preference is the 10-hour, right? And you want to choose your entry off the 10-hour, or you want to choose your entry off a 9-hour, right? Hey, there's a 9-hour order block this time. However you decide to do it, you are perfectly within your right, as a trader, or your you don't have to take my entry or OG's entry or anybody else's entry. You can take your own. But what I would challenge everybody to do is to look at your price action, right? Get an understanding from price on what's going on, right? The same way that we talked about inside bar. Here's a bearish candle, right? And here's an inside bar that didn't take out the low, right? Which means the price is going to go back up. So all you doing is walking down through your time frames, looking for areas of interest, looking for um, um, your areas that you can find imbalances. This is down on the 4-minute chart. You can do 4 minutes. Here's the 8-minute chart. You can go as low as you need to, or stay as high as you need to. On the 15-minute, this is the imbalance you're going to see, right? All I did was set my entry at the opening of the 15-minute imbalance, put my stop loss above this high. ICT would tell you to put it above the swing high. I mean, however you want to do it, whatever technique you choose, all of it works, right? This momentum candle ran this swing low. I expect price to trade back into the imbalance. Then I expect to take a short, right? If I'm taking this trade based off this time frame, right, then I need to take this trade to the 15-minute swing low, not the 4-hour swing low, not the 1-hour swing low, the 15-minute swing low. If I'm taking my setup, and this was my setup, this is my TP. Tracking? Because maybe the price is going to come down and tap here, then maybe it goes up higher to this imbalance and trades further down. But this, based on this setup, this is my TP. Now, I understand that this is a long-term trade, right? So on this 4-hour chart, I know that price could push up a little bit higher, but once it starts ticking, we're already under the moving average, right? So if I'm taking a 4-hour trade, maybe I want to go with a 0.01, maybe I want to go with a 0.02, depending on my account size, and I'm cool with letting it cook. But maybe my short, maybe I'm protecting all the way up to this top because I see the imbalance here, right? Maybe I protect this much, but I understand that my trade is pushing. Probably I'm going to target these lows right here, right? And I still get my 1 to 3 or 1 to 4, close to the 1 to 4. There is a billion different ways to drop down and get other entries. There's a billion different ways to approach this, but from a very basic level, a basic knowledge level, you can enter a trade and basically sell it back down to 1970, right? That's where I expect price to push down to, based on the higher time frames and what I've seen on those higher time frame charts. Any questions on this? All right, cool. Cool. I don't know what the narratives are going to be. All I'm doing is looking at the charts. So, bring me to the dollar. All right, let's talk about this dollar. So we know that the dollar pushed up. We know it broke these highs, right? It didn't break this high. So now it's pushing down. So if you had fibbed this candle, right? If you had fibbed this candle a while back, you would know price needs to come down here. All price is doing is pushing down to our level. The 6-month candle is very compact, and it's saying that it needs to sell. Maybe we push back up a little bit to this area before we sell, but we know long range, we expect the dollar to keep cooking, right? So if we see the 3-month candle, I can fib this 3-month candle. It gives me a great target. I can drop to the 1 month. Last month was also bearish. I can see my zone is just above the high of last month. So wouldn't it be great if we wick the high of last month? There's an imbalance between this wick and this wick. So all of that area is an imbalance. So that supports price going into my zone, hitting my 62 is right in the middle of this imbalance before we push down. So I expect to see price back at 105-ish before we get another down leg, right? If all of that is true, when I go down to this 2-week chart, I see we tapped into the order block down here. We're showing a little rejection. The last week's candle was a pin bar. It was a hammer, right? So we expect when we get hammers, price to start changing directions. So if I drop down to the daily, you can see that the price did start pushing up. If I get on the 12-hour, that's the 12-minute. But if I get on the 12-hour, we see back-to-back bullish OBs, right? So the further you drop down, the more you get a chance to see. Till you get down to your time frame, right? And you see that we've crossed over, right? And if you notice, this is the last day of freaking December. The same thing we do every month. Let me say that again. The same thing that we do every month, which trade the pullback. This gave it to you. Boom. Boom. So we should all be bullish on the dollar. We got the imbalance here. We got our zone, right? We might go to this imbalance. We might pull back a little bit before we go up to our zone, but we should be bullish on the dollar. If we're bullish on the dollar, that means GU, EU, CU, NU, GU, FU, all of them U's, they should be opposite. We should sell them U's, right? And when we look at their charts, we already see what time it is, bro. Like, I was sitting on this trade until the market closed. We don't have to do nothing major. We can throw us a couple of lots on here, minis, whatever your account can hold, because we have a firm understanding and we have great targets that are hundreds of pips away, right? So when this thing turned back on, and even if we just push down to close this imbalance, that's 244. 244 on Euro USD. I'm not trading it because it's NFP week, but y'all know how it is. Another one in my DJ Khaled voice, right? Here's one. If you look at a higher time frame, you're going to see a wick of these highs right here. This is a wick of the highs. had a momentum candle, right? We broke these lows right here, the momentum candle. Now we come back up, trade into that imbalance. Boom, we push down. This next, see that kind of trading imbalance? We came back up, pushed down, came back up. Now you can expect that we'll either go a little bit higher to close the imbalance before we push down, or we'll push straight down from here. Either way, if you use the small lot sizes until you start getting the push, you can always increase. Increase the piece. Any questions? Somebody. All right. EA, GA, AUD pairs. You can see this 6-month candle was pushing down to the glory down here, right? So let me just delete my fib. I want to fib last 6-month candle, right? I want to fib this 6-month candle from 6 months ago. I want to draw the zone that we had for that candle. This is what that zone looked like 6 months ago. So the candle pushed up, took out these two highs, the relative equal highs, the wick on this candle and the wick on this candle. It took out that high and it started pushing down. From this point, we could have all started trading south with a target of this zone. With that concept in mind, if I look at this 3-month, I could fib this 3-month candle. It's going to give me this zone. It's going to give me this 78, right? I can drop down to the 1-month. Same sort of deal. The area of interest is right above the high of last month's candle. So it would probably make sense for us to be able to trade, right? Because we pushed down, we broke these lows. It would make sense for us to be able to trade back up into our areas, right? Before we push further down. And however you come to see what you need to see, right? We got these highs, we got an imbalance in here. However you need to see it. You know, at this stage, I'm through trying to convince people to see the chart the way I see it. However you see it, you know, order block here, imbalance on the weekly chart. If you drop down, you just keep dropping down in your time frames to where you get a picture that you like, that makes sense for you to be able to take a trade. However you want to do that, however that looks for you, that's what I suggest you do, right? And once price passes this area, I have a order block right here, this naked, that needs some attention. So I can see that I have a trade that's developed for me to just drop in on Tuesday to buy about 400 pips. In my opinion, these are high probability setups, great opportunities for us to catch great pippage to start the year. Any questions? I mean, you know, there are numerous trade opportunities just like this. There are multiple ways you can come to your conclusion, you know, in your analysis. These are the ways that I've come to the conclusion in my personal analysis. Let me give a shout out to Elfie. We're gonna do Chef JPY just because she trades this trash. All right. As you can see, if I put on the yearly chart, this is a 12-month target. All right. I think most of us are bearish on the JPY pairs. But just to keep it a buck, I'm gonna go down to the 3-month, just like we did the rest of them. The first thing I noticed is just this massive imbalance from here to here, right? If nothing else, I expect, the price is going to come and fill this imbalance. If I drop down to the month, right, I can see that price pushed up. Then this candle, last month, we failed to break the high, but we did run the low. Okay. By us running that low, we would call that a break of structure. I would, maybe Kim wouldn't, but I would call this a break of structure. Even though it's a wick, it broke that low. On the lower time frames, we can see that it's more than a wick that broke these lows, right? Momentum candle that broke lows, price pulls back up into the imbalance. Now we can take the trade to go back down south. I actually entered this trade already in my personal account because I don't trade chefs. And because it was, I guess just an opportunity, I just went ahead and entered the position. What I like about it was when we show up on Tuesday, it's gonna do what it got to do. We've skipped Sunday and Monday again. We just gonna show up on Tuesday for the real move of the market, right? And I expect Tuesday to be pretty epic for a lot of different pairs. But if you just look at this setup and you just keep winding down, there's my liquidity grab. If I drop down to the 12-hour, same old same. If I expect to pull back on the 12-hour, there's my zone right here. There's my 78 up there. I keep zooming in. There's an 8-hour with the full bearish joint. I expect it to pull up. If I drop down to the 4-hour, again, there's a massive imbalance from this wick to this wick. Massive imbalance. Massive imbalance. So if price goes all the way up and closes it completely, it'll hit my 78. If not, the 62 is where I normally pick up a trade anyway, but like I said, I already entered this trade for the buy on yesterday. So I'm in this for a buy. So however far it buys up, I'm just going to take whatever I make in that buy, and I'm going to turn around and dump it on the sell. And then, we're going to have fun on the sell. Any questions? All right. Let me see. Anybody else got something they want to share? Anybody want to get something off their chest? Brad. What are y'all working on? What is your struggle? What did you struggle with in 2023? Maybe it is, hey man, I can't recognize my own trade setup. Maybe it's, man, I don't know how to enter a trade. Or maybe, hey man, I can recognize my trade setup. I can enter my trade. I don't know when to get out. What are you working on? What are you writing down in your journal? How is your trade psychology? How are you getting better every day or every week or every 2 weeks or every month? How do you work on patience? How do you work on self-discipline? Who is traded with 0.01 lot size exclusively? If you've blown 3 or 4 accounts, you should automatically just trade 0.01s. That should be the response, right? It's like if somebody come up and punch you in the mouth, most people's response is they're gonna punch them right back. If you've blown 3 accounts in a row, the automatic response should be 0.01 lot sizes. 0.01s. You take every trade setup that you see, 0.01, right? What that might look like is, hey man, every month I see 4 good setups. Take all 4 of them at 0.01. The results will speak for themselves. Maybe you've blown those accounts because you truly are blind and you can't see a good setup. But what I think most people will learn is you've blown the account because you got greedy and you used a lot size that was too big for your account. 0.01, you win every time. And that is why the way that OG enters his positions with all those 0.01 lot sizes is the best entry technique that I've seen. Because if you're wrong on your entry, but you're right on your idea, 0.01s don't hurt. It can go 30 pips in the other direction. But because you use 3 or 4 0.01s, your drawdown is like $3. But if you jumped in there because you saw a great trade setup and you got greedy and you supersized your position and it goes 30 pips against you, your account is blown. Now when the trade goes out and Rose is telling you she made her 30%, you're pissed off because your phone is smoking because you blew your account on the drawdown because you didn't factor in the liquidity grab or whatever. Maybe you got induced early. It happens to everybody, man. The people who enter quietly, slowly, are the people who last and collect at the end of that trade. There's a lot of chatter, man, in our group too, about these brokers. And a lot of it comes from us because us US people, I know we have people in here who are very fortunate and they don't live in the United States. They live in other countries. And you're not affected by brokers and you're not forced into the non-US, the non-regulated broker realm, right? Like we are. If we want to trade freely, we have to use sway markets. We have to use Osprey FX. We have to use KOT forex, and we have to use TradeLocker. And TradeLocker sucks. I'm not gonna lie, it sucks. But it will still allow you to make money. And if you don't want to use TradeLocker, you're going to use a funded account. And I'm not against funded account. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not going to lie and say I've been trading a funded account. Since my forex funds took a bite. It has definitely given me a sour taste. But we have to do what we have to do so we can do what we want to do later. So if that means you got to trade a funded account, trade a funded account. You don't want to qualify, get one that's already qualified, right? It's a little bit more expensive. The drawdown rules suck, but I'm going to tell you something. If you get an account that's already qualified, that you don't have to take a challenge, and you enter the way that OG enters, there's no way that you will blow that account. I mean, you have to be wrong, you have to be dumb, and you have to be absent. And here's why. You have to be wrong because the trade will go in the opposite direction. But if you're in there with 2 or 3 0.01s, even this is a 5K account, that's already qualified, that you don't have to, it's kind of like the My Forex Fund Accelerator account. You don't have to qualify. Everything you make is profit. So if the way you have to be wrong is maybe you enter wrong, right? We all do that. We all get bad entries. Most of us don't get snipers every time, right? So let's say you enter wrong, but you use 3 positions, sell, sell, sell for Chef JPY. I'm just going to share my screen again. Let's say I entered for a sell, but price is going to go up 123 pips. If I enter 3.01 positions, 100 pips is $10. So now I'm in drawdown $30, right? 35 bucks. So I can't blow my account because I have $250 to play with on this 5K account. But because I understand the higher time frame bias, I know this sucker is selling. Maybe I just entered prematurely. You know, we were talking on the call. I heard Ty say it was going to sell. I entered too fast. So I'm in drawdown $30, right? Now, as it pushes down, my phone goes from $30 drawdown to 15. Now I need to go back and look at the chart because now the trade looks like it's going my direction. So when I go to those lower time frames and I see that price has pushed from here to here and it came back, and it broke this low and gave me my chalk. Now I know I need to be able to, I need to be ready to enter this trade when it comes back up into this imbalance, right? I already have those 3.01 positions, but that's just a placeholder. I'm not going to cancel that sell. But as soon as I get this chalk and it comes back up here, now I can put my real lot size on, right? Don't have to get greedy. Maybe I just put 3.05 positions in. Maybe I just use $1, a dollar a pip position. And now when this trade pushes down and it pushes to this low right here, right? Now I've made 620 pips. With that dollar a pip, I made $620. Plus, the 3.01 positions, which will be $30 times 6, So you get the idea. My point is, if you use that strategy, right? And really it's a slick way of being lazy on risk management, not being greedy, understanding that time is your friend, right? However long it takes for this trade to push down, maybe it takes 5 days, maybe it takes 3 days. You only need to make $500 on this account. When you make $500, you email them, your account goes from $5,000 to $10,500, right? You get a $10,000 account plus the $500 you made. Now you're working with a 10K account. And the next trade you take, the drawdown is from your profits, right? So you do the same thing for the next one. And you make $1,000. You make your 10% with that account. So now you have $1,500 in profit. And you can go from a 10K account to a 25K account. And you just keep doing this and you build your account up. Now, when you want to go make a withdrawal, you make a withdrawal, but you can't withdraw all of your profits because your profits is what's buffering you from losing that account. If you understand how to trade, if you're if you have a decent understanding of how to trade, you can make money hand over fist forever like that. And then you can take your personal money as you make these withdrawals and you can put them in your personal account. Or you can get you a passport and you can get the heck up out of Dodge and go get you a dual citizenship where you can get a funded account somewhere else. Any questions? Everybody, what are y'all trading? Y'all say y'all was trading Bitcoin?
Yeah. Don't be afraid of it. Catch it.
6-month candle, fib it, get your target. 3-month candle, bullish order block. We already understand the price should pull back, right? If you listen to anybody in that space, they'll tell you they're looking at the 32,000 range that most people are saying price needs to pull back. It lines up perfectly with our target. 2-week candle. Inside bar. Man, bro, these candles, they tell you everything. This is the inside bar. Anybody who trades understands that the inside bar, you're at the top of structure. You're at a level of resistance. If you was at Ruby and you were drawing your support and resistance, this would be your level right here. This would be a level of resistance. You get an inside bar of resistance. Man, bruh, that's a signal. You don't need no more signal than that. If I drop to the 1 week, oh, there she is, y'all. There she is. There she is. Bearish OB. Bearish OB. All you got to do is get the picture that you want to see. If I drop down to the daily, the market is kind of choppy. It gives me a good little trend line right here, right? Maybe we're going to get a wick up. I don't know. Maybe we go up and take the trend line liquidity. If I drop to this 12-hour, them order blocks is lining up bag to back, bag to back. So you can see we had trend line liquidity right here, and then we wicked past it with that wick. We wicked past this trend line. Now we came down. We got a 12-hour. So maybe we just sell from here. All I'm saying is, if you look and you get you a 0.01 for a sell, you got Brett, you got a lot of opportunity. A lot of opportunity, right? A lot of opportunity for this sale. Just calling it to your attention, just in case you didn't see, you ain't seen it, okay? Oh, gold. Oof, gold. Same thing, bro. Same thing. A lot of opportunity. A lot of opportunity for gold. You look at gold 6 months, same thing. We talked about gold, right? Ooh, 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 ooh. All right. I like this chart a lot, right? I like the bullish OB here. Fib the candle, get my zone. If I drop down to the 1 month, nothing special. If I drop to the 2 week, I need to hide this right here. 2 week, I get an inside bar. I'm trying to tell y'all this is powerful, bro. Inside bar for the 2 week. Oof. I drop to the week. I get relative equal highs right there. It's a nice little target with a bullish order block, relative equal highs. I already know that we're going to go up and take those highs. That's what I would personally look for as far as a liquidity grab. I would look for these relative equal highs to get ran, right? That's why I had my little alarm on those relative highs. And when those relative highs get ran, we're going to go to the streets. So I expect the market to push up, take out these highs. I'm selling. Because I'm trying to get a little money, the same way that the US 30 tanked. Again, you can trade your minis in these, and I know, I don't know if y'all with Osprey FX, KOT Forex, I know they got minis. I'm sure, I don't know about sway markets, but I'm sure they would probably use a mini. If you're scared of the indices, trade the mini, bro. Get you a 0.40, a 0.50 on the mini. Make you $300 or $400, right? Maybe it drops 400, 500 pips in a day. We don't know what the news is going to be over the weekend. We don't know who's going to do what. We don't know who's going to do what to tank these markets. But it looked like somebody about to do something or say something to drop the markets. So whatever that is, y'all see what time it is. The US 30 and Nas dropped on Friday, right? They pulled back, but you know, we already see what time it is. We know that the markets need to sell. Do yourself a favor, use the minis, get in for the sale, make you a little bread. You see this, how we pushed down, we broke these lows. You already know if you drop down to a lower time frame, you know price has to go up and deal with that, right? If you're looking at the higher time frames, you already know why we're pushing down, right? That little dip on Friday was the wick. We can expect to go up to make a wick for the new candle, and then we can get the push. We got to get the pushing. Now, I'm not saying we're gonna come all the way down here to the bottom, right? I don't expect for us to close wick to wick. I do expect there to be an imbalance, but even if it comes to the 78, the 78 is here. Here's where the last wick was. That leaves us an imbalance. If it comes to the 62 is here. That's a good little imbalance. I expect there to be imbalance because it was news, right? Hey, we not raising interest rates that causes this momentum push. But for those of us who've traded this entire time, we understand that once we get this correction, if we get in down here for the buy, we ain't got to close this. Like, we can hold this for a year, maybe two. This is the new bottom. You know what I'm saying? So we will ride this position for a while. 0.01, 0.02, whatever your account can hold down here would be a great entry. But I don't want to jump the gun on buys, because where the beauty is, if you get you a few sell positions, right? And you can do this on the mini, you can do this however your account is. If you sell this down, if you're a brave knight and you sell this down, you got the bearish daily order block. So you're going to be in the wicks. When this pushes up first, you're going to be in the wicks. There's relative equal highs here. We'll probably take those relative equal highs out. You're going to be in the wicks. You can sell this. You don't have to do nothing. Just let it ride. Use a lot size it on her. Let it ride. Let it come all the way down here to your zone. I don't care if it takes a month or two. You can trade your account with other pair, but especially if you're not normally an indice trader, you just let it ride. Let it come down here. Once it gets down here, you can start trying to make decisions, right? Then as it pushes down here, maybe it comes to this imbalance and you say, hey, man, I'm going to start buying. I'm going to start putting on buys. 0.01s, 0.02s, even if it's still pushing down, because I'm not out of my sell position, but now I'm putting on buys. Even if you're buying the mini, you can just start layering the buys, and then you're gonna get that push up for the chalk and the pullback. And maybe you get you a real 0.01 or 0.02, not the mini, the real one. And now as this thing pushes up, your account pushes up with it. Just an idea, just a suggestion. Some brokers don't have minis, but all of y'all trading the unregulated brokers, you do have the advantage of the minis. Just a thought, just something that you can do to build your account. And it doesn't have, we should view our accounts as long range growth. We should be growing money, literally growing our money. Yeah, we can take out some money every month to spend if you need to do that. But we have to enact the ability to grow our accounts over a period of time. This is going to be something that we do constantly. We should be able to grow our accounts consistently for long periods of time. And you do that by getting positions like this. Oil is the same thing. It's the same thing. Oil, we have the down move. Now we're going to get the up move. If you look at the oil chart, right? Oil is going to give you the same stuff. We already know what's going on overseas. Just a suggestion, man. If you are one of the traders who is fortunate enough to get in when price pushes down to your level, and you're fortunate enough to get in for the buy and hold that buy, we're going to have conversations a month from now, 2 months from now, and we're going to see what that one position is doing for your account value, right? Those 1 or 2 entries you get on NAS or you get on Bitcoin or you get on oil, maybe you get in all of them. And now you're not even taking trades and your account is growing 5 grand, 10 grand in a week because those positions are growing up and blowing up faster than you can even think. Opportunities, man, like these opportunities, they're cyclical. They're going to present themselves over and over again. Maybe last year you did not see it, right? I remember last year talking about UJ. I remember that vividly. Talking about UJ. Talking about the 2-month candle on UJ. This was it, man. This is it. This happened last year, bro. November and December, right here. When we finished December last year, this is what we saw. Hey, man, UJ gonna sell, right? UJ takes off, goes into this imbalance, I think. Then it pushed straight up. You could have, and I made a lot of money buying UJ, but I didn't even trade it the proper way. I want to say January 15th, it started buying. Let me hit play. January 12th. '16. So yeah, January 16th was a Monday. This is it. If you paid attention, boom, you get the chalk. Price comes down. Now, I know this is not chalk on the daily, but if you're on the lower, like on the 4 hour, this was definitely chalk. right? Here's your high. You get that boom, that spike, that pullback. Now you're off to the races. Anybody who would have entered down here, imagine that, bro. Look at price, because it don't lie. 127.93. 127.93. $127.93. There's your entry. Your stop loss would have been something dumb. Right? Maybe you would have protected, past the low. Maybe you would have protected, but this is a dang good entry, man. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the size of stop loss, maybe you wouldn't have had a 300 pip stop loss. It doesn't. The point is not the stop loss. The point is, as a trader who understands how order blocks work and what they expect to see, that entry down there that you were sitting on for that spike provided, it was the catalyst for you to come away with countless dollars, man. Let's say let's say the entry down here on that 4-hour candle would have been something substantial, right? Let's say we would have just taken this 4-hour candle after we got this spike, and we would have protected this low. Maybe you would have got in on this wick. I don't know. But let's just say you would have protected this low. And you would have just traded it back up to the order block. That one position. This one position would have given you 1,400 pips, bro. 1,400 pips. I can't even do the math on 1,400 pips. So if your lot size was a point, $0.30, $3 a pip, 1,400 pips. I mean, you got like 5 G's or $6,000 off of a position you did nothing but enter at the proper time. You didn't have to add nothing. You did nothing. You could have went to work and not traded. You could have got busy, like as busy as Selena always gets. You could have just been that busy and made five G's in about 5 months. $1,000 a month for nothing. For nothing. One trade. And I only bring this kind of stuff up, man. I I only bring this up because look, man, look at where we at, bro. Look at where we at. Here we go again. Here we go again. Here we go again. They say that history don't repeat and lightning don't strike twice. They say all that stuff. And here we are, looking face to face at freaking UJ at the end of a December with another bearish order block. Bruh, you can't make this up. You can't make it up. I got a huge imbalance, right? I have an impulse candle that broke this low. I got a huge imbalance. ICT would tell me that we pushing back up at least to this level, right? We broke this high. We ran that high. Then we broke these lows, right? So would this be your level of chalk right here, Kim? I got to ask Kim because she does it a little different, but
I can't see because I'm driving.
well, that's good. I'm glad you're driving. So everybody on the call, it don't matter what Kim think. I'm telling you, this is chalk, goddamn. Here was a level. You got a rally base. This was the low. This rally, which broke this high, we turned around immediately and broke that low. I'm telling you, bruh, if you have any sense, if you have any brain matter up there, I'm telling you, this is going to buy up, close this imbalance. Maybe it doesn't close it all the way. I don't care. But the sale that you're going to get after this, man, next swing low, all these lows over here are going to get broken. My point is, guys, do not be a me from last year, right? Trade the up move. I don't care if you got to you can get in the UJ Mini. I don't care what, this is how you're going to make life-changing money. It's not catching a trade with an 8 lots on it and getting lucky. That's not going to help you. It's going to do more damage. It is taking this trade, getting in it like OG would get in it. Approach the trade like OG would. Y'all don't know asking. Put 3 or 4 0-1s on this trade for the whole buy. How do you know it's finished buying, Todd? I don't know. I can't tell if it's finished buying. What if I get out? Don't get out. Because we don't care about the buy, Brett. You're going to know it's buying when it gives you your double top. And then it gives you your chalk by breaking this low. Then it's going to pull back and give you your entry where you can take it lower. You can put your real position size on right here. This is a 0.0. These are 3.01s, which is going to be healthy. Or you can just trade. Take your trade. Trade it regular. Wait till you get a chalk. On your pullback, hey, Todd, I'm not sure. We'll put 10 0-1s for the sale. And let it cook. This is how we change our financial footing. It's right here in our faces. Last year, 1 year ago, most of us had enough money in our account where we could have put $3 on a trade that went up here. We'd have put $3 on a trade, and that trade would have went up 1,373 pips or 1,400 pips. What's 3 times 14? I don't have. I'm not good with math. So whoever has an iPhone, put it in 3 times 14. Tell us what we would have had.
Three times 14 is 42.
So $4,200. So we went from whatever was in our account to, in June, we would have had a $4,200 account. Now, by June, we was looking at 6-month candles, right? We all had biases and all that stuff. So now we're taking our $4,000 account and we can trade the weekly moves, right? So that $4,000 account could have been dumb. It could have been stupid. You could have used that $4,000 account to take one trade at the end of every month. Trade that monthly pullback every month. Just an idea. Or you wait till you get your weekly order block or your 2-week order block, whatever, right? You throw your trade in and you go back to work, or you go back to doing whatever it is that you do on a daily basis. Guys, the trades that I've talked about are trades that give us an opportunity to change our financial footing. And it does not require a bunch of money. Like this is a $100 trade. Take a $100 account to something like 10K easily by being strategic in how you trade it. This 1 month pullback. Are y'all seeing the pip count? You see the pip count? The buy up is 500 pips. You can't make this up. UJ does not play with pips. You got $100 in your account. Get you a couple of 0-1s. Enter that trade. Maybe you're getting 30 or 40 cents a pip. I don't, however you want to play it, But with a range of 500 pips, bro, I can make an account. Spin out. Spin the flip out, right? So for our chart, we run the liquidity at the bottom. We chalk, right? We push up, we break these highs. We pull back to give you an entry. Now all we got to do is get long right here. We get long, whatever that looks like, whatever your stop loss looks like, right? You can target, there's a couple of zones that haven't been tapped right here, right? From where we are sitting right now, that's 433. 433 to the upside. $433 to the upside. Whether it doesn't matter whether you think it's going to buy, keep buying, or sell. My point is, this buy up changes everything. It changes everything. And UJ is not going to buy forever. So let's say you buy it up and you say, hey, man, I'm done with UJ. I'm done with UJ because I don't trust UJ. Me personally, I'm not buying past 145. I'm not doing it, because the Japanese like to do that manipulation. So I'm not going to be buying past 145. That's just me personally. So y'all can do what you want to do. But here's my point. Regardless of your long range bias on any of these pair, right? What I would tell you is you can trade that retracement move because we know what time it is, right? I believe that we will buy up. I don't know how far it's going to go up. We got relative equal highs. Maybe we buy up and wick those. I don't know. I won't be in the buy that high. But initially, I'm going to take that buy. There are other pair that you can trade too. We already said that the dollar was going to go up to about 105, right? When the dollar starts selling, UJ will likely start selling too. I would just keep that in mind. I get it that this was a 6-month bullish candle, but here's where I would caution anybody, right? This is a gravestone doji. That means that we're done. We're done here, right? So maybe we need to look at 12 months. I would suggest, by looking at this chart, you got a wick here, and then you got the inside bar that didn't break this high, bro. That's a good sign that this is going to sell. I'm buying it up and I'm looking for it to sell based on what I see, right? And really, it doesn't matter. We listen. We all have our own biases, right? So this is not that good. So we're only going to be able to see. There was a way I saw 36 months, but I don't know how to go and look 36 months. I don't. Maybe they changed the plans, but I used to be able to see more than a year. I don't know. I don't remember what I used to do. But my point is this, guys. Regardless of our personal biases after the buyout, right? Like, we could have thought this was going to sell. It doesn't matter. This sale right here that we caught, I made a lot of money off that sale. But just imagine if I would have made the money on the buy up. This is what I'm suggesting for those of us who are in this group. We know based on monthly pullbacks that's exactly what's going on here. We understand that this is a chalk. We understand that price is changing directions, right? That we had a high here. We had a drop, base, drop, base, drop, base, drop. And then we ran the high of that base. So if you fib from here to here, it would give you a pullback. Pullback is already in our zone. Maybe we pull back a little bit further, but for all intents and purposes, I'm ready to buy, bro. And if I get in here when the market opens Tuesday night and I hit buy and it drops, I don't care if I got 5.01s. I don't, man, drop, bro. Do what you got to do. Drop. Please drop. Please drop 50 pips. Because then I'm going in with 5.05s. And then when it start buying, I'm adding on. And guess what? I don't have to add on it anymore if I don't want to. And I can just let it roll up here, let it beef up, let it swell up like a can of biscuits. And after it went 500 pips, now I'm packed with power. I don't do anything. If I never trade another pair, however long it takes for this thing to rise 500 pips, my account is only going to get positive. This is my personal account, not a funded account, my personal account. And maybe my personal account is sitting on $6,000, $8,000 by the time it gets here. Maybe I go from $100 to $3,000, right? Now I can look and take a different trade, another trade, and go a different direction. I got another suggestion for you. What if I took this trade and it made $3,000, but I also took the German 30 trade because I knew that I was going to get short with German 30. Maybe I took the German 30 trade for another $3,000, right? So these two trades, because I entered, and I didn't do anything else. I wasn't trying to make quick money. So I just entered the trade, maybe between the two, that's $6,000 at some point. Then maybe I say, okay, that was the easiest trading has ever been. So this is the way I want to trade. I know it takes a long time for me to make $6,000, but when I turn this around and maybe it takes a quarter, maybe it takes, I don't know, 6 months. But if you make a quarter, if it takes you a quarter, 3 months to make $6,000, that's cool. The next time you enter the trade, maybe you'll make $8,000 the next quarter, or maybe you'll make $10,000 the next quarter. Y'all see where this goes? At some point, you're not going to need a job. You just need to put in the long range trades. And if you continue to show up to the meetings and you continue to practice your skill, you will really understand how entering with the 0.01s and then just adding to it. By the time that 500 pips runs out, you'll be up 10 grand. You guys have any questions? Comments?
Well, we heard it all before. We've been pyramid schemes, all kind of get rich quick schemes. We've heard the spill. We've heard the storylines. All sounds just like this, but this is real. Like, I'm so happy to be involved in something like this. It is just amazing to me that people can still mess it up.
OG, how many people have hit you up and asked you how you enter your trades?
Nobody.
How many people have hit you up and asked why you use those little lot sizes?
They don't believe that it's real, first of all. And once I understood that it was real and that it was people taking the skill and making it, defaming it, really. That's what we've all come across. We've come across people that are doing something other than what they're supposed to be doing with the skill. That's
Hey,
why I
are you
don't
at
do
a
that.
computer?
It's not gambling. It's a skill.
Are you at a computer, OG?
No, I don't have my laptop on me.
Well, hold on. Let me go to where did you drop your MT4 at? Was that in the regular chat?
What do you mean, the MT4?
When you dropped your picture of Smurf Village.
In crypto chat.
Crypto. Trade ideas?
Crypto chat.
I don't see it. I see crypto trade ideas. I don't see crypto chat. Okay, chat. Okay, now I see it. All right, let me pull my screen up. And, I hope you don't mind me sharing this.
All day. That's what we do.
I think this is important. Y'all can see my screen, right?
Yep.
Yes.
OG, I need to see the one with the actual lot sizes, OG. Where is it? Oh, I guess it does show. It shows right here. All right. So on a Bitcoin buy, right? Y'all can see the screen.
Can you open it in browser, please?
Can y'all see it?
No.
If you open it in browser, then you need to go to the next window and get out of
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna call it Discord. Yeah, and one of
Y'all
your
can see it
tabs.
now.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. All right. This is what's so genius about him entering this trade. Now, I'm not asking you to enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 positions, right? You're going to do what your account size can handle, right? But the beauty of entering all these positions is, let's say he enters and it goes south, right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 times 0.02, that's a 1.6, right? A 1.6 lot size. So if it goes south, he's just going to be in drawdown like he has a 0.16 lot size, a 0.16. So if your account is a $100 account, maybe you just have 2.01s, right? Or whatever. And let's just use a currency pair and not an index, not a CFD like Bitcoin, but like GN, right? 0.01. GN traveled 100. This is a 0059 to 0120. So about 70 pips. 70 pips, and he's up $3. So if you had taken this trade and you had 2 positions right here, notice as the trade pushes up, he's adding positions. See that? Start with a 0.01. He added another 0.01. Then he added a 0.05. Then he added a 0.05 again, right? Then he added a 1.0 or 0.1. Now, you need to allow a little space to run. I don't know if that's 10 pips. I don't know if that's 20 pips, you know, but you can do it on a smaller time frame. So if you see a chalk like we did on that, what did we just look at that had the chalk on that 4 hour? UJ. Maybe you enter a couple of 0.01s, right? It pushes up and you're going to see a pullback. Maybe it's a chalk on the 6 hour or the 8 hour. Now you can enter your 0.05s. And then it pushes up and it pulls back because it's a chalk on the 12 hour. Now you can enter your 0.01s, right? Now you're done. Maybe that's all the positions you need. So as the days go by, right? Now the value of your blues are going up. At the end of the week, you've made $451 on your $100 account. Or maybe you're trading a funded account, like that $5,000 account that I just explained. Well, if you make 451 in a week, you need to make $50 in order to advance that account to the 10K. This is I haven't seen a better way to actually grow your account, like to put water on that joker and allow it to grow. We see weekly moves. We see pip counts in the 300s, in the 400s. We see the move. If you enter like this and you use these lot sizes, you know, notice, I mean, there is not one standard lot here. There's not even a 1.03. These small lots add up. If you just take what you see in the picture, what's in the picture is not what's added up. But if you just add this total right here, these are lot sizes that don't damage your account. Bitcoin moved 200 pips, 200 points. His account, if it had moved against him, his account wouldn't be hurting. It moved for him. It's adding to the kitty. And if you take 3 different trade ideas, Bitcoin, GN, and whatever your third one is. In this case, you take 2 different trade ideas, you put both trades in. You use lot sizes that don't hurt, you get paid. It's perfect. If they go against you, it doesn't take you out the box. I mean, how many of you guys have taken a funded challenge, passed your challenge, and then blew your account? The name of the game is slow gains, right? Slow gains. This is it. This will help you. If you struggle with risk management, this helps you.
You know, the idea of, you know, our vision moving forward, finding people who really want to be about the business and get together with them. And we don't need each other. That's what's so beautiful about what's going on. Everybody has the bag. Most people are trying to find people that are going to help them elevate as far as bag wise. Well, once the bag is out of the way, what are we talking about? Now we're talking about us. What kind of person are you really? Right? I'm the best. I promote myself as the best. I want to be the best. I'm gonna be the best. I don't see it any other way. So when I'm around people, I want you to be that too. But you got to believe it. I believe it. I'm proving it. So when people aren't proving it, of course it don't make sense to them, right? Once you're proving it, then it makes sense, and you want to be in that. When we say we want to be on that number, that's it right there. This is God gave you this ability to get to where you need to go. Do it and surround yourself with people with the same mind frame, and it just builds, right? There's no doubt about it. There's nothing to doubt. This is where it's at. I don't care who you work for. There's no number you could make that's better than what you get right here. ever. This is the
Ever.
best.
Hey, and you don't have to ask nobody or submit no promotion packet. You don't have to argue with your, with telling somebody, hey man, I deserve more money. Okay. Hey, you want a raise? I'm gonna tell you, okay. You can get any raise you want. Put it in the lot size. You can get a raise. Once you understand what you're doing, man, this is so simple, right? It's simple. It's hard to be disciplined at first, but once you start seeing the consistency and you start understanding, hey man, right now his screen say 451. Tomorrow it might say 4,000. You understand?
Right.
Like it changes. And as long as you're in line with the market, right? We saw several indices that are selling. We saw Bitcoin, Ethereum is the same way. It's selling. Gold is going to sell. If you get 3.01s in gold, 3.01s in Bitcoin, 3.01s in the NASDAQ, 3.01s in, bruh, your account is going to be stupid. It might not be stupid the first week. It might start getting stupid in week 2, but it's going to be dumb in week 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I think that people miss the boat when it comes to trading. I think people totally miss the boat because the buildup is the easiest part. And after that, it's a waiting game. It's a waiting game. I remember when I was a jitterbug, and I used to get my school clothes. You try your little school clothes on, and now you can't wait to go to school. It might be a week away. You know what I'm saying? And you sit there and you think, oh man, I got these jeans, I got this shirt, I got these shoes. This is what I'm wearing the first day of school. And you can't wait. You anticipate. It should be the same way with your trading account, right? But you use the smaller lot sizes because when the market is extra manipulated or it does some dumb pulls and dumb movements, it's not hurting you because your account is just slowly building up. If everybody takes that mindset, man, this group, man, woo,
I think they're ready for it now. Definitely comparing what it was at the beginning of the year to where it is now. They're definitely ready for pretty much the repetition because it was being repeated before, but I don't think they were hearing it then. I think they're hearing it now. And I don't know why it takes 2 to 5 years. They say it takes 2 to 5 years to get it under control in your psyche. And it looks to be the same, right?
But okay, isn't it crazy to you that you can take your point? You can take your 0.05, right? Or 0.05 lots. You can drop 5 of those. You can take a 25K challenge account, drop 5.05s on 3 different trade ideas. And the account it'll be up $2,000 in a week, maybe a week and a half, right? If you take, whereas somebody is trying to qualify their account, they'll drop 2 lots and 1 wick will blow the account.
Yeah.
One of the ways is guaranteed for you to pass, and the other way you just rolling the damn dice. The
problem was that the time frame,
the 30. Yes, the time.
Then they take time away, and you still do the same thing.
They still do the same thing. It reminds me of something when I was in the Army, man. I had a E7, right? When I first got to Fort Lewis, she was from Grenada, man. She was so mean. Her name was Sergeant First Class Hayes. And I thought she was more like my mom. Like she used to treat me like a kid, but she was a lot more abrasive and mean than my mom. You know what I'm saying? I would always go play basketball, hurt my ankle, and she would always I would hate seeing her because it would be like I'm getting a lecture. And I was like, God damn, and it was this dude in my unit, this white guy named Simon. And I started going to the club, and he saw me with this chick at the club one night, and he was talking to me about, oh, Ty got a girlfriend in the office. And my boss had the STD conversation with him. Like, it was the most awkward conversation, because she was a female, I guess. And I had never heard people talk like that. But the analogy that she used was, hey man, like, she made me Google, because computers were just out at that point. But she made me Google the STD rate at Fort Lewis, Washington, right? Well, this was very profound for me. And I Googled the rate, and it was something ridiculous. Something like 6 times the level it was in Seattle. And she was like, Ty, I only do this because, not only pregnancies, but let's say you don't get a chick pregnant, because everybody understands the responsibilities that come with pregnancy. But let's just say you go shaking the dice. What are the odds that you're going to find somebody clean in this environment, right? So I say that, and try to tie this in with trading. We've all, like, I've blown so many, I can't even count the number of accounts that I've blown. And it's people in this Zoom call that's blown countless accounts. We have the ability to take $49 and less than that, less than $49, right? Because you get the discount codes. There's a $5,000 account for $49 without the discount. So you might take $30, buy you a 5K account, do this exact thing on the screen right now. And that account will be qualified in a week and a half, 2 weeks, right?
24 hours.
Yeah, I'm just saying though, you will not blow the account. You will not blow the account like this. You're only going to pass the account. Now you can take and you'll get a payout 10 days, 12 days. You know what I'm saying? Because now you can get a payout in the, after, first 8 days. Some of them don't even have a time limit, bro. Now you get your payout. You can go and buy you a 10K account, or a 25K account. That's like $190 without the coupon. And you just repeat. You repeat this. And in 2 months, you got a 200K account and more money than you can spend. And it's not a myth. You know what I'm saying? This is not a myth.
That's the route.
And you never used the lot size. Drawdown never bothered you. You slept all night. You ain't waking up to check your trades. Hey man, everybody's gonna do what they want to do. But I'm telling you what I know. And you got a guy on your Zoom call who talks all day, every day. And nobody asked him how to do this. This is crazy to me. That's dumb.
They say it's me. They say I push people away. No, I do it the way I want to do it. It's financial freedom is what you're listening to. I'm telling you what to do because people need to be told what to do. And it is a military mind frame. I carry this from boot camp. We all do. This is the relationship that me and Todd have. We never even shook hands, but we relate on that. We reflect on that we're not accepting no for an answer. We're going to get the answer, especially if we can get the answer. We can never say, I don't know. We got to say, oh, well, let me get back with you. I'm going to go find out. You can't say, I don't know, or you're going to get a whole lot of people in trouble. Exactly. Yeah, we're trouble.
And look, man, I get it, man. We're both abrasive in different ways. I always apologize, and I still apologize for being abrasive, right? It is who I am. I talk the way I talk, but I mean well, absolutely. I never want to be the type of person that drives people away. At the end of the day, this is a free community, right? It's free. Everybody's free to come and go. But what I envision and what I dream is that I can take pieces from everybody, the way they trade, their vision, Certain people are very important to me. Like, I love to hear what Alicia has to say or what Kim has to say, because I know where my trading normally is or where my vision is compared to their vision. So it gives me a total view of what could happen in the trade. But at the end of the day, if you use this method, those small lot sizes, you're going to make a lot of freaking money. And it's not going to take forever. That thing will roll, by the end of the week, you like, God dog, man. That's the easiest 10% I made, like the most stress-free 10%, or 15 or sometimes a lot more than that. But
And
my point is, if you make no changes from 2023, don't expect your results to change, bro. You already know what you got. If you don't make any changes to the ingredients, the cake is going to be the same cake. It's going to taste the same. You might cook it for longer. It might be a little bit more crispy, or you cook it for shorter. It's not cooked enough, but the results ain't changing. You didn't change any of the ingredients.
And if we're always thinking vision, right? I envision 20 traders who know how to do the simple, basic stuff. Do this right here. We hand you an account and you do your part. That's it. And then everybody gets paid. Right? If I can get 20 people to do it that way, right? I don't want to tell people what to do, but I am telling you, if you do this, this is what's going to happen. If we can get you to do what Kim is teaching from the basics, and you understand swing highs and swing lows, we can hand you an account. You can trade that account for your shift, and everybody eats. And then we keep passing that off from next person to next person, to the next person, to the next person.
Everybody eats.
Everybody.
Man.
So we get the people at the top to get their heads together, right? Put the money up, get whatever account, and then trade it. I'm telling you, because nobody's hurting for money. So at that point, we're just working. It is a well-oiled machine, and it's unstoppable.
And the only problem, though, is we got to be able to trust everybody not to be blowing the account. This is not a gambling session, man. This is see trade, input trade, win. See trade, input trade, maybe it goes against us. We lose, but the account ain't blown. We ain't losing 12 trades in a row.
Yeah.
We know how to trade. We know the setup.
This is our way of making it easier for ourselves by surrounding ourselves with people who are accountable. That way, nobody's got to do all the work. It'll take time, right? Because we still have to develop that kind of trust. And like I said, it's accuracy and giveaways. We need to be accurate, and we need to let the people know that we're not here for your money. You're going to use your money to make money. That's how this works. Any community or any group that you're in that's not promoting it that way are lying to you. So we get to develop and become exactly what we were looking for. And we can do that and give people the impression, right? The impression is that it's a scam. No, we need to change that because it's not a scam. You just need the right people around you telling you what you need to hear. And then we're applying what we're hearing. We're being accountable for what we know. And we should get the benefit of putting ourselves forward in such a fashion. I don't accept anything less. I'm going to do it. I don't know who's going to be really about it, but I'm going to be there. So whoever's ready, let's get it.
Exactly. And I don't have a problem with any of that, any like giveaways. But the problem I have is I don't want to give away an account to somebody who's going to turn around and blow it in the first 12 hours. Yeah, if that's the case, I just give it to my son.
Yeah.
Like there has to be a level of seriousness because we make money every single week, doing the same thing over and over. And I know how to trade with huge lot sizes, But that doesn't mean that the person who follows me should use huge lot sizes, right?
Yeah.
So if you use smaller lots, your trading is going to go a lot further.
Yeah, the 5 trades, I usually have 5. You're seeing a lot more trades from me because I stopped scalping at one point and now I'm back into my scalping. Uh, and the bulk operations ability to just close all the trades at the same time is
Bulk
so
operations is awesome.
just to think that you're gonna go from MT5 to trade locker, you're eliminating the bulk operation ability. And really, it's not that you're doing that, it's that you're not regulated. And I didn't know if anybody ever seen the post this morning about Funded Next becoming
Oh,
regulated.
they're getting regulated.
See, well, where's Q Banks? How come Q Banks ain't talking about becoming regulated? This is what I'm talking about. Now, you need to pay attention and watch who you follow, watch who you give your time to. Because if anybody should have got regulated, it should have been Q Banks and it should have been Osprey Effects. It didn't happen. We'll see.
Right, I'm with y'all. But here's what I would say about that, right? As far as the regulated and unregulated conversation, I've made a lot of money. And Osprey's never cheated me. I hate trade lock. I mean, I'm not going to sit up here and try to promote trade lock. But with that being said, I've made a lot of money since we switched over to trade locker too. So it's inconvenient, but it's what we have in America unless you're trading a funded account. So I don't want to make it in any way like we're losing our ability to make money. We've been inconvenienced, and then they screwed us on the connectivity. All that stuff is bad for business, but nothing stops the pay train. The pay train is still coming through your city if you're doing the right thing. So that kind of stuff is inconvenient. Unless you're getting a second passport from the United States, we're going to have to do what we got to do, because the regulated brokers in the United States suck worse than trade lock, in my opinion. The rules are far worse than trade lock. No hedging, first in, first out. No leverage for gold, no trading indices. All that stuff is trash. Now you can use futures. You can go trade futures. New platform. It's still going to be inconvenient because it's not the same, But it is. Can they trade futures on MT4, MT5?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I think it's at the broker. Yeah, so I just think that we have to be careful with how we complain, right? It is inconvenient, but let's not make any mistakes. It's still a lot of money to be made, and it's still the best thing going. It's better than any post office job or any job in America. Because if you know the skill, if you have the skill, the profits will be there.
Well, for the sake of information, it's good to know that at least one broker found a way to get themselves regulated.
There you go. I agree.
Yeah.
And I still say, is Funded Next? Do they have simulated accounts, or are you trading on real? Are you trading real accounts?
I don't know yet. I'm gonna find out.
Yeah, I saw the email, but it just made me think, like, this doesn't make any sense unless they're trading real money.
I mean,
I
if
would tell you, I
you're
always
gonna
go ahead. Go ahead.
if you disable your trader from using something that they're native to, that doesn't make any sense. Now we got a broker who has told us that no, not all of us are getting cut from MT4.
Well, but the funded people, none of them are getting cut. Only the unregulated brokers. Like if you look at these prop firms, no prop firm is getting cut from NT4. Those prop firms are partnered with real brokers.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
8cap is a regulated real broker. So you don't have to worry about that from the prop firm. But here's the funny thing. I would almost rather trade the simulated version. You know what I'm saying? You know why I said it? From what I understand, if the higher the lot size, I've used 50 lots in a funded account before, and I didn't have any slippage. But if you're in a real market, you're supposed to have slippage.
Yeah.
So, there's that piece. I'm not a
Yeah.
scalper, so generally speaking, slippage doesn't really affect me.
Yeah, I've seen it. I didn't too much care for it in my example. It didn't play to my advantage. But yeah, that slippage is no joke. Like you can't play around with that.
Yeah, Anthony and Q making all kinds of money.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. A lot of people have leveled up this year, and they're gonna do even better next year. It's gonna feel like, for me, I feel like just when I think I'm great, something else happens and I'm better, and then I'm better, and it keeps happening. Yeah. But tucking the trades near the stop loss has been excellent. Gold is on fire. People are on fire in the group, and it's elevating. So we just keep doing what we're doing. Shout out to the activity. Getting your competitions.
I got about 5 competitions.
Yeah, same here. I wish they would open up the floodgates. Smart Prop is still the only broker.
I know.
Allows you to
Hey, that's how you really separate yourself, too.
Yeah.
Floodgates.
And shout out to Kezi because she keeps getting into the top 100. I think something good is going to come out of that. I mean, in those other accounts, they don't let you trade freely, but if you can get into the top 100, you're going to get some type of an account out of that by placing in the top. Yeah, and look for your teammates on those leaderboards, and yeah, the consistency shows itself, and we'll have some winners eventually.
With a few of them, all you need to do is, if you get 20%, they're gonna give you an account, man.
Right.
So, man, I mean, that's crazy because the way we trade, you're gonna get your 20%. You don't even have to worry about trying to win the battle. Just get 20%.
Hey.
It's a little bit harder when they cap the lot sizes, but the fact that we discuss multiple pair every week, you'll be able to make 20% in a month.
It's all about intention. If you have the intention, a lot of people don't know what to be intentional about. So now we've taken a whole year to talk about intention. What are you doing? Where are you at? Can you tell where you are? Like physically in your trading, where are you on that chart? If you don't know that, you're lost. Of course, you're gonna have problems if you lost. We're not lost. We know what's going on. I may not know your pair, but as soon as we start jotting them numbers down, I guarantee you I'm coming out of there with some pips.
Right. But I went over at least 5 pair that everybody should make a killing on. Using OG's technique, using the 0.01s. There's no reason by the end of next week, everybody, the chat should be on fire. Like, man, I never seen this much money in my account. It's coming, man.
It's coming,
It's
right?
coming.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be able to. I want to be like everybody. I want to be able to turn my sound off too, like just log off.
Right, right.
The chat is blowing up. The profit screen is just rolling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no more loss review. It's gonna die.
It's gonna be a loss review. Because
We'll
we're gonna
get
lose trade, right? It's gonna happen. But if you're taking those ideas, your loss review, it might look like OG's screen. It might be 3 or 4.01 trades, but they went in the wrong direction, so you never had to add to them. Bruh. Anyhow.
What a year, man. What a year.
Man, I'm thinking about what a year coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, bruh.
Bro, my mom is gonna be in profit soon. They wasn't listening to me. I was like, I'd love to show you guys like what I'm doing, but you don't even understand what you're looking at. So I don't know what to show you. Let me just get you in here. Let you start doing it, and then you see. Yeah, it ain't hard. You're looking at politics. You're looking at all this stuff. You kind of have an idea what's going on with the Fed and all that. You can play it to your advantage. You already know what's going on. You've been living it. Got her in there trading gold in the NASDAQ. Let's get it.
She's starting off on the big boy stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all, if you haven't already, and you want to go to funded route, if you do so, you do so with the understanding that it could end at any given time. But in my opinion, you should buy the funded accounts when they get while they have all those discounts. Then you should use the OG method, so you ensure that you won't blow your account and make as much money as you can while the party is still pumping in the United States. Because maybe the party will stop in the United States. But if you use a foreign person like Funded Next or the Funded Trading Plus, they're all in Europe. That party gonna be popping regardless. Maybe they come and tell them they can't have US customers anymore, If they do that, I don't know what y'all gonna do. Y'all better fly down to Colombia and get you a friend and say, hey, man, I need to sign you up for one of these trading challenges. You know what I'm saying? And I'll send you a couple of $100 in Bitcoin every month. A couple $100 down there, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But now you have access to any regular broker. Any regular broker you can use, anybody, if you know anybody outside the US, hey, all they got to do is sign up and give you the credentials to the MP4.
Many ways, many ways.
Right. Todd, what was the name of that accelerated platform?
Oh, you was interested, girl. You was interested.
No, Terry wants to know.
Oh, there's a prop firm called the Funded Trader Plus, or I think it's the Funded Trader Plus. Let me see.
I was like the one that went under.
Huh? The one that went under is My Forex Fund.
No, the other one. Was it Prop Trading Plus?
No, the prop trading is the one you're talking about.
Oh.
The prop firm I'm talking about is called Funded Trading Plus. It's over there. It's in London, I believe. Funded Trading Plus.
Funding.
Funded Trading Plus, and it's
Funded.
the Master Trader Program. Now, listen to me, y'all. If you choose to use that account, because it's not like the accelerated account, it's similar,
Oh, is it not?
but they use a trailing drawdown, right? Why is that significant? Because if you enter your trade and it goes into profit, you have a big lot size and it pulls back, you could violate your relative drawdown. That's why if you use the OG method, you don't worry about any of that. You get a 5K account and you need to make $500, right? When you make $500, you email them. Your account goes to 10K. Whatever you've made over that 5K, like let's say you made $515. When they upgrade your account is going to be $10,515. Now your drawdown is that $515 that you made in phase one, like the first phase of your account. So the way I would suggest that you trade that account is once you get to 10K or fifth, or because it goes 5, 10, 25, right? Once you get to the 10 or 25K, I suggest you build a nest egg of money, because you can, once you're at I can make a lot of money with a 10K account, me personally. I don't know about y'all. So I could make 3 or 4K with that 10K account. Now, when I go to 25K, maybe I can take out 2 G's, right? And here's another thing. If you make 10% 3 times, there is no profit split. You get 100%. So I personally wouldn't withdraw until I've made my 10% 3 different times. So when I got my account, I got a 5K account. That 5K account, I made, instead of going $500, I made $1,000. So I made 20%, right? And I didn't email them. What happened was they automatically kicked me out of all my trades. And I'm like, what the heck? So they got a hard stop at 20%. So once they kicked me out of my trades, they emailed me because I didn't read the print. I'm black. I bought the account. I was just going to email them when I was ready to advance the account. And I caught a good trade. So it really kind of pissed me off because I would have made a whole bunch more money. But I made that $1,000 and it kicked me out of my trades. So they emailed me. I hadn't realized that I had been kicked out of the trade because I had these other accounts that I was trading anyway. And so they emailed me and said, hey, you made your profit target. Do you want us to advance your account? And I'm like, well, sure. Why did you kick me out of the trade? They're like, well, we got a hard cutoff at 20%. So they ended up plussing up my account twice. So my account went from 5K to 25K. And I traded that account. I made the 5% there. Now, any withdrawal I make, the account went from 25K to 50K, but any withdrawal that I make at this point is 100%. So if I get a good trade, let's say I make 5K on my trade, and I want to pull out $2,500, all of that $2,500 is coming to me. I don't have to do a profit split. But what I really like about that prop firm is, man, you can go all the way up to like $2 million. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So you go from 5 to 10, 10 to 25, 25 to 50, 50 to 100, 100 to 200, 200 to 400. And you just keep rolling up. Can you imagine you got a 200K account? Man, bruh, that's dumb money. But anywho, if you don't have the patience to trade the account, it's not going to work anymore. If you're looking for a quick money, that's not going to be a good account for you. You're going to blow it. We see weekly moves every week and monthly moves at the end of every month. Take OG's technique, apply it to those trades, and just watch the result. It's dumb. The results are crazy.
Well, I think being intentional about your session and looking for that kill zone. This is the first year I've paid attention to kill zones. Now I'm not looking for that kill zone. I'm just looking for a kill zone that looks like a kill zone in front of my face at a specific time. So at that point, I don't care when it happens. I know when to look for it, right? And it usually happens at the beginning of New York session when the bell rings. You know, we use that for US pairs, but at the same time, you could find a pair that may not be a US pair. It just happens to move at the US time. You never know. But when you start finding these patterns in your day, now you're like, okay, what can I actually accomplish today? What can I get done between the bell ringing and the end of New York session? All right, now we come into Asian session. Okay, do I want to do Asian session? Do I have any success in the Asian session? Most people don't have success in Asian session. That means you have to totally flip your psyche. Because if it's reverse psychology, right? Because people say it's the psychology, well, then you have to use reverse psychology. That means you have to do what you would opposite. You would do the opposite of what you would do in Asian session. Who wants to play around with mentality like that? I don't want to play with it. If I can find a pattern in Asian session, then I'll use the pattern. But if I get most of my losing, and that's why putting it on paper and documenting and going back and looking at your losses and seeing where is that, I can almost guarantee you it's Asian session. That's the problem area for most people, most traders is Asian session. And by the next morning, they don't have any capital left over, and now the move shows itself. Well, okay, Ray Charles can tell you to stay out of Asian session. Keep your capital until it's time. But they don't listen. They don't have anyone to stop them from buying that account and trading it during Asian session. They have to continually lose and lose and lose and lose for 2 to 5 years until they're like, okay, I think I understand now. And now you got to go back and do the math on all of that you lost, upwards of $20,000. I was there when it doesn't have to be that. You need someone to hold you accountable.
And all I gotta say, if you are trading Asian session, you better be a swing trader. You better be an OG lot size. That's how your entry better be. And you allow it to progress. But you know, to each their own, man. Like I can't babysit people who are willfully ignorant, you know, and all of us will run across willfully ignorant people, and those people are only taught by the school of hard knocks, and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. For the people who will listen, you have examples of people who find success every day in the market, right? Doesn't mean we put a trade in every day, but you show up and you look and see where your setups are. You either have something or you don't. And if you have to guess, then I can tell you don't have nothing, because your setups are going to be your setups, and they're going to be can't miss. Every month, I've made sure that I go back and I say, hey man, look at this setup. Look when it crossed the moving average. Oh, it was the 28th. Hey, you see this setup? It crossed. And everybody think of this. If a trade is going up for the month, right? And then on the 28th or the 29th, it crosses going back down. That's the wick of the candle being formed, right? On the first of the month, the new candle is going to give you a wick too. So price will go back up. So most of the time, your chalk will happen on the first of the month. Doesn't matter what direction. Price pulled down for those indices yesterday. So I wouldn't be surprised for it to spike out first before it starts selling on Tuesday. We anticipate that it's going to sell. So there's a great chance that you can be in the wicks of the candle if you sell it properly. I know some people don't understand that, but for the people who are advanced enough to understand what I'm saying, that is available to us every month because we are looking. We are intentionally looking for that cross. We understand what the cross means. It's there for us to take advantage of every month. It's there every Friday too. At the end of every week is there too, but it's easier to see because it's a slower move at the end of the month. Anybody got any questions? This was a long meeting. Hey, happy New Year to everybody. You know, we got nothing but air and opportunity in front of us.
Hey,
All right,
be
y'all. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying it's gonna be beautiful.
Beauteous. Very, very beauteous.
You know, if you need somebody to sit next to and trade with, most people don't want to do that. They don't want to be seen out in the open. You know, I get it. But if that's what you need, you know, I'm going to try to put something together for this next year and try to get some people trading together side by side during the session and really walking through it, right? Don't have to do it. I think it's necessary just to show people what it looks like, and then maybe they can take it and start doing it with each other or whatever. But really coming in at the beginning of the session and looking at the pattern and finding your way out of the pattern that you see as soon as the session starts, right? So I've been changing my sleeping pattern. I'm going to be available for New York, and then we're going to be up. I'm already doing it, really, but I'm going to really be intentional, get into the Zoom meeting and actually go in there and do it live, and then see how much of that I want to do. You know, I'll wear myself out just being the example, because I'm trading anyway. I can show you my trading all day long because that's what I'm doing. But I want other people to do it, so I don't have to do everything all the time.
Me and Elfie are on Zoom on Tuesday and Wednesday, right? Right, Elfie?
Yes.
Yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday. You
For
know,
New
it's
York?
not. Yeah, no, we're on
We do London.
London, but you know that it's cool. I mean, you know, everybody can join, but since I swing trade, you know, basically I'm on there to get an entry, right?
Yeah.
And when I enter, sometimes I'll enter a little bit before me and Elfie get on because I like to trade that second candle on Asian session sometimes if it gives me the setup. But
Yeah.
you know, I always text Elfie and be like, "Hey man, I'm in," or "I got in here." You know what I'm saying? But it sometimes, I mean, to trade with a swing trader is boring because it's not a lot of action. Like you either get your entry or you don't. But everybody's welcome to get on if they want. I mean,
Okay.
it is what it is.
Don't you stack?
What's that?
Don't you stack after your swings?
Well, yeah, eventually I will, but sometimes, depending on how the move is, I'll stack at the entry, you know. But if nothing at all, I can get a one position at the entry and wait for it to push up and pull back before I stack on additional positions. But it's still not an active thing, right? Like I might get my position in London and I might not stack until the second candle of Asian a day later.
What
right?
the 12 hour or the 8 hour?
Well, it doesn't matter. It depends on when the pullback happens. But I like a 4-hour pullback. I want to see. I would love to get in if we break structure and pull back on the 4-hour, right? And that's when I want to get my entries. I don't care about pulling back on the 8-hour or 12. By that time, I'm so far up in profit that it doesn't really matter to me. I don't trade like OG trades, but I want to put something together because I believe that, like, I talked to, I'm blue in the face about how to make the 10%, how to get your second entry. People don't listen, or it's not resonated with people. And the reason I say that is because people are still blowing accounts. I believe that if more people traded like OG trades, there would be less blown accounts. Because it's hard for a 0.01 to blow your account, man. I mean, it got to be some pretty wicked swings in price. So that's how, like, that's a foolproof method. And that's how we know who's doing the right thing. Because if we dole out an account, right, and the account is blown, everybody knows what happened. There was a lot size used that's not sanctioned. If I'm buying the account, bruh, it got to be some sanctioned lot sizes, which is why I need the credentials, because I know how to go in and cut it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cancel. Cancel that position. Cancel. Because,
Yeah.
it's, bruh, it's not a speed thing, right? Obviously, if speed was an issue, you would already be a millionaire. But since people don't understand that trading is not going to make you a millionaire your first month, year, 2 years, it's not. It's a gradual process. You mastering the process is what makes you a millionaire over time, whether that's 3 years, whether that's 2.5 years, whatever. But for whatever reason, the people who dream of being funded, those dreams are just dreams, man. They're bullcrap. They're Disney. It's not how it looks, and it's not how it works. That 5K account might make you $500 every week, and that's great money. That's 10%. Maybe there's a week where you make $800. Maybe there's a week where you make $300. But that's more realistic, and that's how it should be. And you should use that 5K account to buy the 10K account. Those are the hard realities. And that's stepping away from la la land, where you think you're going to get the 5K account and finance your life. It doesn't work like that. And if it does, when you are good enough to take a 5K account and make $1,500 every week, then you know you're where you need to be as a trader, right?
Yeah, I mean, just think about the $1,500. $1,500 a week. Why would we want more than that? But we do. We always do. We always want more, but we're not willing to do what it takes to make more.
And we want more, and we don't even have nothing to spend that money on.
Yeah. Yeah. What do we buy? That's what I be like telling my family, like, I don't buy anything. You guys buy all this stuff. They bought me a base for my Christmas present. I'm like, I'm not playing the base. I don't need a job. I got a job. But, I love that you thought of me, but you could have spent that on something else. Because I'm not going to spend anything. Like, everybody's like, where's the Lamborghini? I'm not buying a Lamborghini. I don't want a Lamborghini.
Right.
I want to save my family. That's all I want to do.
Man, when you say that again, how much money you be spending, OJ?
I don't spend anything.
It's a lot of people.
Yep.
A lot of people that feel like I should be spending, like, a bunch of money.
Yeah.
No.
I'm good.
No, Todd.
Right.
Selena, back me up, Selena.
What about it?
You just cheap all around, okay?
Well, listen, hey, hey,
Yeah, I'm gonna back you up, Kim.
I'm
He could cheat
I'm sure
forever.
they told.
He don't
Hey,
like to spend money.
but
Period.
listen,
He could
listen.
be he could be a
That's what.
billionaire,
Hey,
and he's
Bill
he
still
Gates
probably got
said
going
the
to
same
Payless
thing.
and buy his shoes.
Bill Gates said the same thing.
he probably got a hole in this shoe right now.
No, no, hey, my shoes ain't. I haven't bought shoes in years.
I was about to say all his stuff. All his stuff is probably like 15, 20 years old, if not older. He just never spent money. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it either. I'm gonna say
It's
ain't
not.
nothing
It's
wrong
not. I
with
mess with time. I like messing with time.
it. But if I'm making money, I'm gonna spend a couple of dollars. I ain't gonna spend it all, but we only
Okay.
go around once. So I ain't
Right.
trying to leave it to nobody else to spend my hard working money. So I'm gonna spend some of it.
Yeah. My mom and dad are like that. I'm like that. I have an expensive, that's for sure. But at this point, knowing what we know and knowing how to do what we do, we know the more we have, the more we make. So
True.
I like
That's
to keep
true.
that buffer there, right? Yeah.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
My daughter,
How we
she's door dashing, and I'm able to help finance what she's doing. She can do what she wants, and she said she was going to start to trade, and we'll see, right? I don't know why you wouldn't, because you either come do this with your fingers or go do that with your back.
With your back. Most kids. I'm not gonna say most. The kids I know, they do it with their back. The brothers
And
I
the crazy thing about what OG and what Todd is saying is funny for me is like, OG, you're making money and your daughter sees you making money. And that's for me, it's like, I know what to do and how to trade, but it's hard for me to convince people to trade because I'm not making the money like you and Todd are. But it's crazy to me when it's people like y'all and y'all talking to people and they don't jump right on the bandwagon. Like my people were like, Selena, when you start making some serious money, then you hit me back. But I'm like, why you want to wait? Join me
they're
now
lying.
in the struggle.
It has nothing
So
to do with how much money you make. They're lying. They're not gonna do it anyway. Listen,
Right.
the people that this resonates with are going to chase this down with every ounce of fervor in their system. That's how it works. You catch the bug or you don't. And it doesn't matter how much money you're making. It never matters how much money you're making. Like nobody ever sees a doctor's paycheck. My sister-in-law make a lot of money. That's all I know. I've never
that's
seen.
what I'm saying. They know everybody know what doctor
Well, but
makes.
how many people are going to medical school because she's making that money? There's a lot of people that talk about it.
I mean, you got a point. Yeah, good point.
Engineers.
Okay.
Like everybody knows what jobs pays the money. They're full of themselves. When people talk to me about money, I get bored real quick because I can tell you this. For everybody, I was in the Army for 20 years. For everybody that I've ever talked to, we all wanted to make more money. Every enlisted person that I ever talked to thought we wanted to make more money.
Because we were making nothing.
Yeah, well, we made money, but we said we made nothing. Now,
I mean, because we didn't have the bills that civilians had for the most part, or we got COLA or living allowance.
Still made money. However you want to dice it, we made money. We had a good life. You
for
had
sure.
a nice car. You went where you wanted to go. You did everything you wanted to do. You didn't have to ask your parents for money. So that means you made money. And here's my thing. Even you who swore you were underpaid never went to become an officer. And it was right there. You could have did it, but you never did.
You're right.
Knowing they make a lot more money than you make. So it's commonplace for people to lie to you and say they want more money. But they don't want more money. They don't, because, oh man, I don't want to go to college. If I be an officer, I got to go to college. Well, okay, forex, you don't have to go to college.
But you got to put that time in and study.
Well, they don't, that's what it is. They want somebody to give them something. That's not going to happen in life.
Yeah.
Nobody's giving you anything. Herpes, AIDS, they'll give that to you for free. But nobody's giving you millions of dollars. You can give you millions of dollars, but you have to do work first. There's a reason why the Bible says that. You got to put in, you reap what you sow. All that, anything worth having is worth working for. Oh, that's why that stuff is written. It's the absolute truth. Hey man, can you trade this account for me? Well, I could, but why is that my responsibility? Why do I have to accept all the risk, right? I get the same emotions you get when I trade, and it's my money. So because I've learned or I disciplined myself to a level where I can consistently bring in money, I should take your money for what? If you gave me $1,000 to trade for you, what does that do for me? You know what I'm saying? If I lose that $1,000, you want me to replace it?
I'm with you.
None of it makes any sense. So if you bring me $1 million, now I'm interested because I don't have $1 million to trade my own money. But if you bring me $1 million of your money to trade, yeah, I'll do that for a small fee. You know what I'm saying? Like I want a certain percentage of that money that I make. But if you bring me $100 or $1,000, you trying to give me a percent? No, bruh. No. I ran up $30,000, in 2 or 3 trades. What are you bringing me besides a issue or stress? Why don't you join the group for free and learn for free? Instead of why do you want me to do it? Do you bring me your girl saying, hey man, make love to my girl for me? Why not? Why is that not a conversation?
Ooh.
Like why are you asking me to do something that benefits one person? So when people have that conversation, oh, what are you making? This and that. Hey, I don't even have that conversation. Hey man, obviously you're not interested, right? And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you're making. And eventually, Selena, you're going to figure it out, right? You'll put the small lot sizes in, you'll put 4 or 5 of them, it'll grow, right? You'll take the long-term trades, it'll grow. Then you'll come to a conclusion in your mind, okay, I can make this work, whatever that formula is, right? You're searching for a formula that works for you. I believe that the OG technique will work for you because it's small lots. Once you figure that out and you just repeat that process, the money will be a result of that process. Now everybody's going to come to you and be like, Selena, well, tell me how to do it. And you're going to be like, well, I've been trying to tell you, but now they want you to take time to show them.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no,
I'm
no.
like, no, bro, no. Hey, let me get this YouTube channel. All the meetings were recorded because you sat through thousands of hours of training and chart time and all that. Now everybody wants to come in like a leech and ride the train. It does not work like that. It'll never work. It doesn't work in anything like that. I can't go and get me a 4-year college degree and then walk in and get a C-level suite being I can't be the department head of nothing. No, that happens to nobody. But people think that they're going to do trading like that. That's dumb.
Yeah, that's
Where
true.
do you walk into school and the first day of school, you're the principal? You show me that. Show me that opportunity. I'm interested.
You're right.
When do you ever graduate college and then go to work and be the CEO, be the acting CEO, be anybody, the CFO, CIO? I know you're an accountant. Did you apply to your job as a controller when you walked across the stage? Hey, here's your accounting degree.
No, not at all.
You want to be the what? Bruh, get out of my face. I mean, this conversation is just a tired conversation to me because anybody who understands life or anything about life should understand that that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. You know, I mean, I have some good friends, Eddie Lance, everybody's interested in the money part, but nobody's interested in the work before the money. So you just got to let them people be. And I don't knock them people. I got it, man. Like, everybody has a job. We all have to make our money some way. They choose to do it differently than I do. Let me kill this recording.